I'm going to buy over 400 video games from this storage unit. But before that, check out this deal that I made with this guy on Facebook Marketplace to buy his video game collection.
Guys, we got some video games coming right now. Some Xbox One games, PS4 games, possibly Switch games. Let's find out what we get.
So I'm scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, looking for deals like I always do, and I see this listing for what looks like tons of video games. Now they were all modern, nothing retro. The Switch games at the very top definitely caught my attention.
What?
I'm attempting to build up my Switch collection, and I didn't have any of the Pokemon games that he had listed. I quickly shot him a message to see where his head was at regarding the price. He was only asking $5 a game, but a lot of these modern games don't sell for that much. He did mention that he did already sell some games, and he also mentioned that there was only about 50 left. So I asked him if he would take $100 for the rest of the games that he had. He did shoot back with $120, but I quickly accepted the offer. So I made a 30-minute drive to meet him, and this is what happened.
How you doing?
How's it going, man?
Good. Like,
So we met up with Michael at a grocery store, and he sold me the games out of the pickup of his truck. Welcome to Texas.
All my exes live in Texas like I'm George Strait.
Everything was there except the Switch games. He said he had sold them already, which I completely understand. No! Switch games for $5, you're not gonna beat that. So that was a bit disappointing, but what can you do? One thing that I did forget to mention was that he had messaged me again, letting me know that he had added more games to the pile. So it was actually about 76 games. So of course the man wanted to get paid more. I mean, who wouldn't? So we upped the price from $120 to $160. I made sure everything was there, paid the man, and I headed on my way. Now, honestly, guys, it's been a while since this deal's gone through, and I didn't record anything breaking down the prices for all the games. So I apologize for that. My bad. But here's what we know. I paid about $2 a game. It's like a little bit over, maybe like a few more cents than $2, but $2 nonetheless. Now, if you average out, I definitely made more than this. I can tell you that for sure. If I at least sold every game for $5 each, that's about $380. That's over $200 in profit right there. Definitely more than a double up. Now, I did keep a few games from my personal collection. A couple games just stood out to me, and then there was one game that is just part of my childhood that I just had to have. So first one up is Jump Force for the Xbox One. These are three of my favorite animes, obviously Dragon Ball Z being a staple in everyone's childhood, Naruto being up there too, and One Piece, obviously the greatest anime to ever exist. Another one I kept is this one. I don't know if you can tell the title of the game. How about now? It is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I've heard so many good things about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I just had to keep it. I believe it's a special edition or collector's edition case. This was sold along with a few other things. Like I know that they had Dragon Balls with them, like actual glass Dragon Balls. Unfortunately, he did not have that. I definitely would have kept all of that. But the game is still good nonetheless. And the game from my childhood, Midnight Club Los Angeles. Guys, if you have not played Midnight Club Los Angeles, it is a fantastic game. Let me know if you guys have played any of these games. Put it in the comments right now. What was your experience with these video games that you played? And give me a rating. Let me know your rating on the game that you played. Now, if you thought that deal was big, wait till you see this next one. So we got another big bundle of video games that we're about to go check out. This was another deal that came through Facebook Marketplace. The listing had been up for quite some time, but I hadn't pulled the trigger on it yet, due to it being a pretty big deal. I mean, they had an asking price of $500, but it really caught my attention because it was listed as with the title saying that it's for resellers. But after selling most of the games from the previous deal, we had the cash flow for it. So I messaged the lady that had the listing up, and we met up at her storage unit where the games were.
Get these 3 boxes, or these, one of these.
Okay.
You got a lottery ticket here.
I started skimming through the games, getting some random games. I just wanted to see what games I could see that had potential value. She had sent me photos previously before we met up, but the pictures were pretty blurry and I couldn't really make out all of the games. What I could make up, it was kind of disappointing. There were a lot of low dollars titles, and I'm talking $5 and less. So I knew if I bought this bulk deal, it would take a while to sell all of these games, meaning it would take a while to just even make my money back. So to have $500 or hundreds of dollars even tied up for a while, it's kind of nerve-wracking.
Couple of
One more box.
Yeah, so y'all had all this? Crazy.
So I said to myself, just based off of how many games I could count, the max amount I wanted to spend was $400. And I think back then that was me calculating each game being $2, which I thought was still a really good deal for them and for me. So as I'm going through the games, going through the boxes, we got to talking, and she brought up how her husband was previously a reseller, and this was his inventory that he's looking to liquidate. Games varied. I saw titles from PlayStation 1 through PlayStation 4. I think there was even a couple PlayStation 5 games. There was Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii U games, very little Wii U games, but some decent titles there. I was finding cases that were empty, but she also had a stack of game discs only, and they were in these white sleeves. So I was thinking maybe the games are in that. She had a stack of Korean games. There was titles from Hot Pursuit, Tekken, and there was even SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. The most retro things I saw on that, there was one Sega Genesis game. I think it was a Disney title. And there were a few N64 games, nothing to write home about. After finishing looking through every box, it was time to get into negotiations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like, oh, boy, I'll be able to make this much. I'm like, yeah, but when it sells.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Time.
Again, the asking price was $500. That's not something I wanted to spend. It was her husband's stuff, so she did have to get some confirmation from him. We did kind of go back and forth about the price, but we eventually settled on $400, which was the max I wanted to spend.
Okay.
So I gave her the cash and got everything loaded, and we headed back home.
I tell your husband I really appreciate him working with me with all this, because it's, like I said, it's good to have. It'll take a while to sell, but it'll sell eventually. I'm hungry and all that. Let me see. And like I said, if you guys, come across more stuff, which you might, but
Yeah, I know he has quite a bit. But if anything, I'll talk to him and
okay,
see what he wants to do.
that's fine. I'm always available. Shoot me a message whenever.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You have a good weekend. And happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
So this is another deal where I just completely forgot to press record going over all the games that I bought.
Why are you the way that you are?
But I think we can do the same thing and calculate about how much I spent on the games individually. So my wife insisted on counting all the games. I mean, there were several boxes to count through. I think she came around to 400 games, but she did not count the games that were game only, the ones that were in the sleeves. I'm thinking it was probably more around 500 video games, but even just having 400 video games and spending $400, obviously $1 each, is a pretty good deal. If we use the same average and calculate that I make at least $5 on each video game, then that's about $2,000 right there. Now, I still feel like that's an overestimation of what I actually made. That's still a really good deal. Now, I honestly felt pretty lackluster when I first purchased all these video games. It just didn't have that wow factor to me when I first bought them. It was a lot of video games, but it was also a decent amount of money. And there wasn't anything that was huge about it. But getting home and actually getting through everything, scanning through it to see what I can sell on Amazon, what I'm gonna sell on eBay, my confidence started to shoot up in this deal. And I'm actually glad I made it. Not only that, but when I was at the storage unit and we were talking, she had mentioned that her husband still had more video games that were higher dollar. And he also had a disc resurfacer that he may be interested in selling. It's been a few months since I've last heard from them, but my hopes are still high that we do reconnect and that we can make more deals on the games. So guys, I know it's been a while since I've last posted a video, and I apologize for that, but I'm back and I'm gonna be trying to post as regular as possible, giving you the best content. I stayed up till 3 in the morning editing this video, and I'm still editing it today just to get it out to you guys. So if you appreciate the effort, if you like this video, if you like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. You guys take care.